All right, guys, welcome to Amazon's quarterly update Q2 23, looking at it from a business model perspective. So let's get started with financials. Good results overall. We got 11% year-on-year total revenue growth, and some standout areas and some not so standout-ish areas. So physical stores, 6% year-on-year growth, just notable because it was called out by the new CEO as one of the biggest growth opportunities, but not in this quarter, or not yet, maybe still to come. Standout areas are 18% growth in the marketplace services, or as they call it, third-party seller services. So, and 24% of the total revenues, strong result there. And advertising services, given that it's a relatively new segment, it is already makes 8% of the total, and it came in at 22% year-on-year growth. So pretty strong results there. And now let's look at the operating results by area. North America turned into positive. International still trailing negative, but closed the gap. And certainly there's scale effects here between these two different areas. Certainly with growth that will turn into positive again. AWS has bailed everything out last year, and this year a cumulative result. Good result. So business model. This is the business model canvas that we have on our free website article that you can check. And in yellow are all the items that we'll cover where Amazon has provided an update today. So let's jump straight into it. So typically we know that value proposition and cost space go the different way unless we have innovation in play and or scale. So here updates on key assets and resources whereby they have reduced fulfillment cost in terms of cost to themselves and still achieve faster delivery. So, and some of the call outs, let's start with these ones that was already announced in Q4 22, both of these. Just another robotic system among some of the ones that we already knew. If you're interested in, you can find an interesting article, always really fascinating how they look into all these kind of things. It can handle individual products in the inventory system. Yeah, if you're a tech freak on that kind of stuff, take a look. Just Google Sparrow, Amazon Sparrow. And the move to electric delivery vehicles. And aim is here to have 100,000 electric delivery vehicles on the road by 2030, which is not that far away anymore. And very interesting from an ESG perspective, because ESG is becoming more and more of an input into the investment considerations of professional investors. And last but not least, they have just recently launched Amazon Hub Delivery. So it's a flexible delivery program with local businesses, and they call out florists and dry cleaners, but it's basically those kind of businesses that may have a vehicle and not be fully utilized throughout the day. So that may have a bit of time to do some package delivery throughout the day when they have low utilization. So they receive packages in the morning and can make the delivery when it works for them. Interesting updates there. So it is different from Amazon Flex, Amazon Hub Delivery. And key partners. So updates here on major brands. You may remember for many years it's been going back and forth. Discuss many brands were hesitant to join Amazon, and so they just love calling out when there's large brands coming onto the platform. So this is the linear business model, and here an update on ad services which affect both the linear business model, so brands and businesses, but also the independent sellers, which are part of the marketplace that we saw, which grew not quite nicely. So growth for advertising services is growing very nicely as well from both, again, brands and independent sellers. And we saw that it came in at a 22% year-on-year growth. Very nice there. And just one kind of almost smaller update therein is they've partnered with Pinterest to display ads for products sold on Amazon. So this is not Amazon brand ads for Amazon. This is direct. You see product pictures there, and when you click, it jumps into the product or the store of the respective advertiser. Amazon says politely, you don't have to do anything. We'll handle everything for you, which means that depending on certain campaign settings, Amazon will just display that on Pinterest and or other partners that they had announced there. in that announcement. Then moving on to their services value propositions for sellers. So this is for independent sellers or the marketplace, so to say. There's a buy with Prime button now. You can install it on your website, and that's a great way for Amazon to reach into your web assets, into your website, have their own tracking code and so on. Similar if you wish to the Facebook like button to extend control beyond their own assets, digital assets. So apparently always case studies there where there's been conversion rates going up a lot. The benefit obviously is that it covers the delivery cost, etc. So there's certainly an incentive to join. It's not all just giving control to Amazon, but yeah, short-term versus long-term has to be individually assessed by each seller. Then basically they have announced a small business search filter. Would not necessarily be worth us calling this out here, but it is for small businesses and artisans, and therefore we're calling it more out from an Etsy perspective, which is another one of the companies that we've been covering. And yeah, that's a bit of a warning sign for Etsy, because there are those type of customer segments who do like to deal with small businesses and artisans, and yeah, so now they can search more directly for it. Then further on customer segments, this is a pretty big number, 35 billion annualized gross sales run rate, and already 6 million customers. Amazon Business sales to businesses, municipalities, organizations, etc. to procure products like office supplies and other bulk items. So here is what you can see. Pretty amazing run rate. We'll see what comes out at the annual report. But that, for now, looks like a pretty nice boost, just like that. Then Prime. So continuing on to customer segments, Prime, Amazon Day deliveries. You would have heard about it. It's not just since yesterday. Basically, users can select a day in the week where all the things that they've ordered throughout the week come at once, and saves on delivery cost and boxes, etc. So very beneficial. May have to accept slightly longer waiting times, but yeah, let's see how that pans out. Certainly good for the environment for sure. Subscribe and Save, definitely not a new program, but it is for the regular customers who order groceries. Basically, it's been around for at least 5 years, is what I know, at least. So you can subscribe and get savings. The thing that has been called out by customers regularly is that the prices fluctuate. So you subscribe, let's say, for whatever, your soap or your chicken schnitzel, and one time it costs $5, and the next time it costs $6, and the next time it costs $5 again. So anyway, but it's a good thing. It can save a lot of time and money. And basically what they're calling out here is that has reached now tens of millions of global subscribers, which means it's probably just crossed the threshold of 20 million within the reporting period. But yeah, not new, but certainly great thing to see that it grows. Amazon India, been even around longer, 10 years. Does not feel like it, to be honest, and I don't say that very often. Interesting here, always, you know how Amazon is, they never give concrete numbers, so you have to kind of backtrack that for yourself. They say cumulative orders to date of 7 billion and expecting 20 billion by 25, which means, 6 to 6.5 billion per annum over the next 2 years. That's what you should read out of that one. Still interesting. So basically, we've given you these updates today, and go to our store. You will see an offer where you can buy our e-commerce package, which covers Amazon in 5 ebooks. So disclaimer, none of this is investment advice, just education on business models. Hope you've enjoyed it. Check out our website and the articles and products there in relation to e-commerce. Thank you. And please like us. If you enjoyed it, like us, please.